It's true that what people think of us can affect us. Everyone is free to give their opinion of us. It could be our friends, family, or even strangers. But does that mean we have to let them influence our own self-worth? Does that mean we have to listen to what they say about us every day? I don't think so. Unless you want to be like what people think of you and end up feeling like a nobody, you've got to stop living according to what other people think of you all the time. Sometimes we just don't have the strength and courage to face up all those people who may say bad things about us. The reason for this is quite simple. We don't have enough confidence in ourselves. As a result, we're often mediocre at what we need to do to improve our own lives a little more every day. Well, in this video, you will discover the secret of an exceptional man. His name is David Goggins, and he has an extraordinary story to tell. We're going to summarize the secret that enabled him to go from an overweight boy to the strongest man in the world. To try and tell you more, let's take a look at some of the advice he gives us, which can be very important for our lives and our personal development. Before you start, don't forget to subscribe and stay until the end of the video to take your life to the next level. Let's get started. Tip number 1. Every day, we'll have difficulties to overcome. Sometimes we'll have unanswered questions, walls in our way, but to get there, to get out of all those daily difficulties, all depends on our belief in success, because self-confidence is the key to success. To try to say more about what David Goggins has just raised, it's true that self-confidence is really the key to success, because we're called to have obstacles, we're bound to run into problems. Sometimes there are going to be walls that stand in our way, and it's our self-confidence that's going to allow us to either give up or decide to climb that wall. And even if it's far too big to climb, we're going to smash through it and open up a passageway in the middle. As long as we have self-confidence, whatever the adversity, whatever the difficulties, we'll be able to conquer and overcome any obstacles that come our way without a doubt. Whereas someone who doesn't have self-confidence will always live in a fear. So, let's stop doubting our abilities right now and act with great determination to live the life of our dreams. Tip number 2. Achieving excellence means being able to use all our qualities every day, but also to turn our weakness into strength, which means turning our shortcomings into a powerful weapon for achieving our goals. David is totally against the fact that many internet gurus tend to advise us to focus solely on our strengths and leave our weakness to one side. Through his idea, David Goggins wants us to see that in life. Either we're able to improve or we stay at the same level. I totally agree with him that success is a balance between our qualities and our flaws. The reason is that there are flaws that can steal for our qualities to the point of preventing us from achieving excellence. Take David for example. David Goggins often refers to the fact that he was obese when he was young, and that this particular defect had made him live a life of mediocrity in many areas of his life. Why? Because his faults were far more serious and numerous than his qualities put together. So, it's true that focusing on our qualities can make us better and more excellent, but we mustn't neglect our faults, otherwise we won't reach 100% of our potential. Tip number 3. The best way to become disciplined in any field is to build up our mental strength. And our mental strength depends on our daily habits. Either we have good habits that influence our self-esteem positively, or we have bad habits that influence our self-esteem negatively. It's one or the other, not both. This third quote from David is very profound. To try to say more, it's true that our mental strength depends on our self-esteem. Either we feel we're a good person, or we feel we're good for nothing. And this self-esteem depends on our daily habits. But in order to improve our self-esteem or mental strength, we first need to identify our bad habits. Because it's not possible to improve mental strength without first knowing which bad habits we need to eliminate. Only then can we draw up an action plan with good, constructive habits that will enable us to become a little better every day. At best, we can list our bad habits right now and decide to eliminate them little by little until our days are 100% productive. Tip number 4. One of the best ways to become a little better is to go beyond your limits. What does it mean to go beyond your limits? It means accepting discomfort, knowing that the comfort zone has never done anyone any good. Very often, we're in the habit of procrastinating, preferring to stay in our comfort zone simply because we're not mentally strong enough to accept the pain in order to have a better life. Today in 2023, everyone wants a good life, but in an easy way. As David said, the comfort zone has never done anyone any good. Let's stop procrastinating right now and act to change our lives, because every day that passes is one day less on our existence, a day that will never come back. So, don't waste any time and take immediate action. Tip number 5. The last quote talks about David's 40% rule. This rule condemns all people who love contentment, meaning that some people put up mental barrier, forms of belief that prevent them from surpassing themselves. Contentment can be very dangerous. The bad side of contentment is laziness. We're so lazy that we choose to wait for life to smile on us miraculously, rather than trying to change things ourselves. The downside of contentment is not different from a vehicle limiter. It means a vehicle that can go up to 100 miles can be electronically limited to 40 miles speed. Generally speaking, most people live like this. That is, they may have great potential in any field, but laziness prevents them from achieving their goals. My advice to all these people will be to stop procrastinating. Stop staying in your comfort zone. Stop doubting that self. Stop all those points we've just seen and wake up right now after this video. It's time to get moving so that your life can move forward, because you weren't born to remain mediocre. It's your duty to achieve your goals and your right to live your best life. Then let nothing stop you, because you are a war machine and the only person who can stop you is yourself. See you in a future video. Peace.